Self. My name is Amy Ballantyne. Welcome to Power to the People Pleasers. And I'm so excited to have my guest, Aundrea, here. Welcome, Aundrea.
Hey, hi there, Amy. Thank you so much for having me here on your show. It's such a blessing. I am just over the moon and appreciative to be here speaking with you and your viewers. I think it's going to be a really, really great treat for them today.
I think it is as well. And I'm just
Mhm.
excited because psychic mastery, whose connection to vast energies of the universe has shaped your destiny. I am so excited to learn from you, to be with you this morning.
Mhm.
Global, intuitive life architect and spiritual catalyst. Yes, please. Yes, please. And I know you shared a message with me for your intention for this session. And I'd love if you'd share that now before I ask you my key question of the podcast.
let's just get it all. Let's just get it rumbling. Yes, it's so
Yes.
important. So here's the thing. Excuses and complaining no more about the
Mm,
joy and about pleasure and about what life is really here to be experienced with and for, and that is within ourselves, right? And to bring out this authenticity and have the freedom to be ourselves no matter what, to
mm,
give our vitality to what already exists instead of regurgitating everything that it is already existing, right? We're going to drop victimhood for the next hour or so, or whatever we're here
mm.
for, right? And we're going to take care of our well being. We're going to observe, we're going to pause, and we're going to lovingly reflect our emotions before we act and we speak. The purpose
Mm.
of life is to flow and to love.
Oh, thank you. The purpose of life
Mm,
is to flow into love. And
yes.
I'm excited for us to set the stage here.
Yes.
Thank you for those beautiful words. And as I ask every visitor to Power to the People Pleasers, we're here to
Mm,
empower people who often put themselves
mhm.
last, say yes to so much that they have no time for themselves. I would love to know, have you ever been a people pleaser? And if yes, how did that show up in your life?
I love it. So what happened is I came in this way, this loving way, and I wanted to assist everybody. I can remember, and the more that I heal and the more that I clear and I drop all the veils and I return to my wholeness, because we come, I really, with all of my heart, and because I experience on a daily basis. I mean, I even live in this wonderful place that gets to reflect. I get to go where I want. I get to see beautiful things. I get to do these things. So it's not just talk, that I'm living it with my children. I'm living it with my life. It's not just talk and then let's go ahead and look behind the curtains and see what Andrea's life is really like. Come on by, come and be inspired. Come and look behind the curtains. It's immensely. You're invited. Let's have a beach party. Let's have some fun. Let's. It's so funny. I see people like throwing off their clothes and going skinny dipping in the water and and then floating in the starlight and looking at the moon. I don't know where this is coming out. I'm already channeling. It's already coming. Like I'm
Love
getting
it.
chills all over my body. Like, do you remember people? Do you remember like when you were young and you loved to be able to do this kind of stuff, or you had young love and all that passion and yumminess? Well, that was part of loving yourself too. So when I was a small child, rewind, go right back, I loved life. I loved people. I remember, and my timelines shift constantly as I'm healing. I remember this beautiful little baby and girl that was so sensitive to the world and so curious and wanting to know everything. And I felt everything from, I would get so overexcited, what they would call ADD, or I had my emotions and I wore it on my sleeve because I did. And
Mhm.
a lot of children do. Some are more introverted, and that's okay too. That's their people deal with it differently. And there's no right or wrong here. But as people pleasers, and when I equal people pleasers to being very empathic too. Hardly ever have I seen people pleasers that are narcissistic tendencies. Sometimes that they are, or they might turn into that, but very rarely. Usually, we're incredibly be empathic. We care about people. We know love. We want to share love. And what happened is I did that, and I could see people really clearly for who they were. And I just wanted. I didn't judge people. When you're young, you don't judge people. You just want them to feel better. You'd go play and give them a hug, or even if they tell you to go away, you try to come back and you're annoying and that person doesn't want you sitting on their lap or being around them. was, right? But I was and bringing it up to their face and blowing it in their face, like, oh, lighten up, make your wishes. It's all right in front of you. So this is coming to me right now in your show. I didn't remember that memory until right now. I'm getting chills all over my face. Like this is what I
Wow.
did with people. And now I'm doing it as an adult again, after I reclaimed my power and my empathy. What happened? Woo! I love your audience already and you, my dear. This is amazing. I love it. I love it. So as we're like moving forward, and so what happened somewhere along the line, as I was looking on the outside world and learning about what was already existing and what was expected from me, from my parents and school and the rules and what I was supposed to do at the dinner table and in front of friends, and please be quiet and hush your mouth and don't be so loud in public and all these other things. I started forgetting this love. And what happens is I started transmuting everybody's emotions as my own. And then I did not know what was mine and what was other people's.
Mm.
Wow. Do you know how long it took? I probably did that for a good 15, 20 years almost until I fully understood that statement that I just said.
Wow.
And so what it did is now it gave me the capacity to be able to hold, and it's not even really hold, it's being able to open up the divine into people. I separate myself from people very well now. I've done a lot of studies on myself, done a lot of love, a lot of unconditional love, a lot of reflection, a lot of taking ownership of other people's emotions when it wasn't. And then so when I got that what was theirs and what was mine, and I got to know who I was inside, that whole world when I was a kid came back to life. And now I do meditations with people and I transmute ailments and emotions and things that are instantly gone. And I show people how to do that within themselves. And they call this a healer. I don't like to call it a healer. And all that I do is I move myself out of the way. I go back to that childlike energy. I put myself in a ball of light. I can see people in their own divine light. I can see
Mm.
everybody's wishes fulfilled, their dreams realized, where their emotions are masterful,
Yeah.
what the solution and the possibilities to any of their problems that they have. And somehow I open up what we would call like a portal into their crown, into their body to connect, because our physical body is the dream of the soul, of the divine.
Mm.
And all of our creativity. And people feel that, they feel acknowledged. And then some people are really ready for that, my dear, and some people are not. It's too much. So I've
Mhm.
created these incredible modules, and we're actually upgrading all of them this week again. And it's going to be
Wow.
all on about how to get back into the layers, get rid of everything and the beliefs, false belief systems that are on the exterior, exactly what we're saying, and get back into your own truth. Because truth is very subjective to people, because they're so busy looking outside themselves and being disappointed. Guess what, folks? You go back inside, and when your world, and I will tell you from my world is so rich. It is so fun. It can be a circus, it can be a beach, it can be a mountain, it can be a love, it can be joy. It is so rich inside this creativity,
Mm.
and reclaiming this creativity is worth its weight in gold. And so this is what I want to do for people. And with my modules on Vitality Unleashed Live, people start experiencing this. Even if they're not true believers, people have a truth barometer. They know
Mm.
when somebody's saying something and when they're saying it, and then the energy, the frequency that is going around it, whether or not that it truthfully coincide from one moment to the next, and if it's fluid all the way through. And me, I don't prepare for any of this. I trust myself so much that I think when we met before we came onto the show, I just show up and I say, "All right, Aundrea, all right, the divine, let's go, let's do this." And I have total trust. I have I have taken the preparedness, because this is where I'm at. And if people don't want to do that, then that's fine. They can, I'm not telling this is for everybody, but out of it, because I trust myself that much. And I trust that I can feel the presence of who you are, your audience is, and get the biggest bang for the buck. Like, I don't want to be around here just talking about, like, just like, oh, okay, here's the little tools and things. I want to make the hugest and the best impact for people on the planet right now, because we got to stop regurgitating what is already existing and put our vitality and our life force into something, because I want my kids to have a beautiful world to live in. I want
Mm.
their kids to have a beautiful world to live in. I want this creativity of who people are and their empowerment to show up in the world in the most magical, most blessed, most joyful, most loving ways, where we can even telepathically, because when you come from unconditional love, you come from trust within yourself, you become telepathic,
Mm.
intuitive, clairvoyant, clairaudient. And so this is what the species of other worlds have already mastered, and they want us
Yeah.
to get there. And it is time. And so now, I'm getting chills all over myself, girl. I don't know, like, there's no more waiting anymore. There's no more waiting. I think COVID and all the rumors and conspiracy theories, whether we believe them or not, we know the truth of what really happened and what's going on there. We just all do. Even the most conservative people do. You can't not look at it anymore.
Mhm.
The problems have clarity. They have
Yeah.
the joy, and the joy is coming back into yourself to find your own truth, so you don't have to rely on all the systems, all the regurgitated knowledge, you know, all of that. I know you asked me one question, but I'm going to say one more thing, just going with
I
that, because
love it.
there's a certain flow. So you have to start developing your inner knowing and trust how you feel, igniting your intuition. Okay.
Mhm.
Start cultivating trust in self. Don't trust me, trust yourself, and stop handing your power over to tech and to other people. Now, tech can be a complement, and other people an enhancement, yes, to confirm what you already know within your empowerment, yourself. Yes, 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 a
Yes.
compliment. But to replace your own decisions, oh my God, about yourself? Heck no. No. No, no, no. Going to school for this, going to school with this, because you got to find an alignment somehow to fit into society. How about being the change that you want to be in the world? And I will tell you, folks, this happens when you go inside. You find all the solutions. You get the best relationships. Your kids learn from you in the most magical and incredible ways. Relationships start to bloom. Your outside starts to look like your inside. You start emitting your own frequency of love or whatever it is that you want. So your frequency is more strong than anything that is around you. You're not taking other people's frequency in,
Yeah.
because you're emitting your own, and you can complement each other with that respect. So back to your question again. Now you can see from that little girl, boom, and just from that statement, what I've learned and how I've came back to myself, just in what we've talked about in the last 10 minutes.
Wow. I'm taking a deep breath here. So
I
very,
love it.
very powerful. It's very powerful, and I'd love for you to share. You want to make the biggest impact possible today as we inspire people to joy.
Mhm,
So where do you start with someone who's sitting across from you? Where do you
mhm.
start when you're with them?
So breath is always really important,
Mhm.
and presence. Asking yourself for these things, start asking the right questions,
Mhm.
because we're asking questions outside of ourselves. So many people ask the questions outside themselves.
Mhm.
I would like, okay, breath is always important because it connects the spirit with the soul and
Mhm.
into our physical body. It just does. It brings us to the present, and all of the wisdom is within our presence.
Yeah.
We ask for all of our energy back right here. Ask that person to sit with me, bring all their energy back and everything that they're thinking about and everything, bring it right back in the moment. You can imagine a waterfall. This is just what's coming up right now. Okay. So this can
Awesome.
help your audience. The waterfall coming back, your energy, and as it's coming back to you, it passes through these beautiful waterfalls back to your
Mm.
present. Boom. Bringing your mind down into your third eye, down to your throat, and into your heart. asking to be able to see the truth, to know the truth and feel the truth of who you are, your existence. Next thing, how do I unconditionally love and show up for myself in every single moment? Every moment. And if you don't know, you ask yourself in discussions and conversations and decisions and the next step, what would a person do that loves themselves so
Yes.
deeply or unconditionally do in this moment? And or you can say, what would I do? And it's triggers, that's even better. But if people are not there yet, or they're not quite want to go through they think that that's a dark, scary curtain.
Yeah.
They think themselves as a dark, scary curtain in there somewhere. Wow. Can you imagine the power you're giving away if you
Yeah.
think you're the dark, scary curtain? Then I ask people to create a meditation for themselves, listening to their own voice and see how they
Mm.
feel. Because your voice and how you and like totally be present and and talk to yourself and then listen to it. And if you're uncomfortable, this is a direct reflection of what you are putting out into the world. So if you're feeling that way, here it is, boom, 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 right here in front of you. This is what
Yeah.
you're attracting in the world. If automatically you're feeling, and to be able to do that with non-judgment, to be able to do it
Mm.
neutral. Oh, that was funny. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. Oh, whoa. It's more like a discovery.
Yeah.
Whoa, do I really sound like that? Did I really mean it that way? That's not how I wanted to use my words. How can I improve my frequency? How can I improve my voice? What do I want to sound like? Do I sound like I'm coming from my head right now? Do we feel, where am I coming from? Am I coming from my heart?
Art.
Woo! Heart. Come on, people, right? The
Yes.
soul, the heart, the solar plexus, the root, the grounded, the integration. That's where I'm speaking from. I'm speaking from the divine and that is integrated and into our world. Yes. Ask
Yes.
yourself, how do I come out saying that? That's enough right there. Just to keep somebody busy for a while. If you even just do the unconditional love one, how do I give myself unconditional love? And even if you don't do it with the answer, you're not hard on yourself and you just
Mm.
say, I'm not there yet. I'm not getting there, but at least I asked. You will get there if you keep asking yourself. There's no exterior motivation. There's no list you got to go through. There's no damning yourself in condemnation because you're not doing it. If you need to have a beer, go have a damn beer. Okay? And don't feel bad about it. Have some fun while you're doing about it and saying, okay, is this what's going on? Or maybe it's hurting my body. How can I clear and transmute this within my body? In a
Mm.
way, because the way that my mind's not working, and if I want to stop or doing whatever, and we can talk about addictions and stuff, we don't have to go to that extreme, but anything, how can I clear and transmute this where this feels right, where or maybe you just don't want to do that, but everybody's telling you it's bad for you. I
Mm.
will tell you that you get the power within yourself and you start emitting your own frequency of love. That frequency also goes together with the food and what you drink. I have had
Mm.
McDonald's with my children because all their friends were going and I'm like, I'm not going there. I'm not doing it. Even McDonald's needs love. It needs love. Woohoo, right? McDonald's needs love. Okay, I'm blessing my food. Are we having fun right now? What are the kids doing? Oh my God, they're opening up their toy and all that childhood stuff and they're playing with their friends. And wow, I'm ready to take and I'm not feeling bad. I just blessed my food. I asked for it. Please, whatever the components in this food is, please have them match my body. And
Mm.
whatever and wherever they came from, I want to thank and give gratitude. I'm not attached to any of the outcomes or any of the stuff that's already out there. I want to give you a blessing and I love you and thank you. And please add nutrients to my body and infuse it with your hands and your intention. And before, if I was not doing that, I would have gastrics, like, and feel
Mm.
gassy and not feel good. And like the next day I would feel bad because that I ate it. Doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't, Amy, it doesn't
Wow.
happen anymore. That we
Wow.
have the power to be able to do, and instead of judging McDonald's and all these things even that needs love. So I have just made an intention and that ripples
Yes.
a consciousness around the food we eat. Ooh, I'm getting chills again because people are going to
Mhm.
get that. They're going to feel the
Yeah.
barometer of truth on that. This is how powerful we are, folks. You can take McDonald's, you can take anything. You're against something? Woo! You're against something? One of my favorite sayings is like fighting for peace is like screwing for virginity, you know? It is. It just is. It It is. It's like so bringing your power. Okay, this is the situation. Looking at the love, and of course, my kids were having a great time. We were having an amazing experience. They were having fun with their kids. We were talking to the people behind the counter. We were all giggling and laughing. People were coming in there. We would look around. People were actually having a nice time. And then they see somebody giving love to their food. Wow. Okay. What were people thinking then? Okay, but that's okay. But oh, wait, she's really doing this. And it was with smile and neutrality. That
Mm.
effect, boom. Who knows what happens? It's not for me to know, but I know for a fact in my own spiritual essence, my spiritual foresight, what these kind of inspirations can do to our world.
Yes.
When you come from a place of neutrality and you're not criticizing and that there's not a problem and and all this other stuff. It's folks, it's not easy once you wake up and you start waking up and you really start knowing that we come from love.
Yeah.
And we come from this clarity, and you look around the people and how miserable they are. You see it in their eyes, and you see that everybody's trying to figure out problems and doing everything. And then what happens is that's actually your frequency. When you start waking up, that's what you were emitting before. And so you're still attracting and you're seeing that. And then once you keep on showing up for yourself and showing up for yours, you're going to see more smiles with people. Your frequency starts to emanate more strong than what's around you. So even with those people that are down or they have the resting bitch face, that you can look at them and smile, and they'll smile for they'll smile for 5 minutes at you, or you'll see them go like this, or where you step your feet, you create a frequency, you create peace. This is how we change. This is how we change our world in your own way. This is just my way, but this is what it's proof in my life. It's proof in
Yes.
the way that, so not to think if you're not seeing smiley faces and all there's no joy and rainbows all around you yet, you're still cleaning up maybe some of the old stuff that's coming. So many people, they make progress and say this is not freaking working. This is important. Somebody really needs to hear this right now. This is not working. I keep on trying. I keep on trying. What's going on? Just stick with it. Trust your
Mhm.
intuition. Trust the progress. This happens with the loves in our lives. Sometimes we just know that we want to connect with somebody or whatever, but our discernment or our spiritual journey or all knowledge is to give someone space that we care about, or freedom, and not to project our own objectives or even our
Mm.
intuition on upon someone, to take it where they are without judgment and let them
Mm.
breathe. But you keep and you know what you know, and then watch what comes around. Watch what manifests later. If it's not that particular person, or if it's just those things, or it is those qualities, or you did just try you, oh my God, I was right the whole time. Don't give up on yourself too soon. Sometimes with things that have been a pattern for a very long time, that you feel that you have changed, they take a little while. It
Yes.
takes a little while. You have to keep feeling it inside and not judging it from the outside. We remember, we're not judging from the outside anymore,
Mm.
right? We are taking what we feel and believing it's a test to ourselves, that we have to believe in what our intuitions. People give up, Amy, they give up too fast.
Way too
And they think,
soon. Yes.
wow, I've never said that before in my life. I don't know who and what needed to hear, but that was beautiful. Thank you, guests. Love
Mhm.
every single one of you. We all work together. Like half of that stuff I've never said in my life before.
Wow. Wow.
So thank you to your viewers. Thank you for the people, because we are, whether I can see your face, I can feel the energy of your people. Your people are cool. They're cool.
They are. I
Yeah.
know it. Andrea, you have such an incredible story of where you've come to where you are now, and you've shared so many amazing nuggets. I'm making notes as you're speaking here, and feeling this connection to my own truth and my own knowing of what you're saying, that words that you have shared today are deeply resonating with what I often share with others, so I feel very aligned with you. I'd love to know, If there was one nugget to share as we near the end of our time together around unconditional love, so that we can help
Mhm,
people move in that
mhm,
direction of stepping into that energy for themselves of unconditional love, what
mhm.
guidance would you give them today?
I think that it has to do with everything we just said, with intuition and unconditional love towards yourself so that you can start seeing it and that you're creating it. But no condition can sustain itself in the presence of love. So you become love. No condition that is already existing can sustain itself in the presence of love. It's the truth.
Wow.
It's not a belief system. I watch it every single day. Or somebody might not want to have the frequency of love. Maybe it's something else. And vitality. So the vitality is all around love and keeping our
Mm,
vitality unleashed. When you name things like love and stuff like that, people are like, "Well, I don't know." But vitality is created in this, and to have vitality and is equal to having and practicing this unconditional love. When you
mm,
practice just those things, those nuggets that we gave people, in 6 weeks, your whole life has changed. You do it in a year, you do it for 6 months to a year, depending on the person. Guess what? You don't have to ask the question anymore because you
mm.
become it.
Yeah. I love how connected you are to asking the questions as well. I'm all about asking quality questions of ourselves. So I know you are offering the listeners an opportunity for a free masterclass on vitality. Can you tell us a little bit
Mhm.
about that?
Yes, go to vitalityunleashed.live. You can sign up for, I think it's 50 minutes, but I think we're going to do 30 minutes depending, and then we'll go over sometimes. But it's all about who am I? And I want people to bring up questions about what they want to know about themselves. And I'm going to
Mm,
take them on a journey into their inner self and their inner creativity so they can see this world and they can feel it within their body. Because when you get to this point, I'm going to see it from my perspective, but there's things that always click with people very easily. They're going to know if it's the truth or it's not their truth or whatever it is, and
yeah.
be able to get through 5 things or so. Each masterclass will be a little bit different of really clearing this.
Mhm.
There's a plane going over. Being able to clear this. Yes, taking off. Woohoo! Big plane.
Yes.
Um, and to be able, so it's going to be about like, don't be afraid what's behind the curtains. Let's go. Let's go
Wow.
and let's get into the expansive space so that you can feel those things.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I'm so
Yes,
grateful.
he could feel it too.
Yes, well, children are coming into the window here. It's great. You're attracting beautiful energy around you. I love it. Perfect timing.
I think you just
My
wanted my phone, but that's all right.
well, that's children too, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness. So for all
Uh,
the listeners going to vitalityunleashed.live, I will link it in the show notes as well so people can find that easily and gain access to your wisdom and these amazing master classes you are offering. My friend, I am so grateful that you said yes to being on the podcast and for all your incredible wisdom and channeled messages here today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, my dear. It was just a blast. We're just so all of us are right in the same lanes here, just enhancing each other's beauty. And I felt that just being here sharing with you guys because it wasn't just me, it was all of us. And that's the ultimate best thing of being a people pleaser. Not anymore to people please what's outside of you, but who you are. And we enhance each other's gifts and our beauty
Yes.
and our authenticity and love. Woo, just chills again, just
Oh,
like this. So, congratulations on creating this channel and that it is the real deal. Amazing.
thank you, Andrea. And for people who want to stay connected with you, of course, your website, but also you can find her on LinkedIn and Instagram, and I will connect that in the show notes as well. I'm sending you so much gratitude and love your way. And to all of our listeners, I want to thank you so much once again for tuning into Power to the People Pleasers. Stay tuned for our next episode coming soon. Have a great day.